Hey, thanks for stopping by Tusk Armour. I'd like to just tell you a little bit about who we are. We were founded several years ago. We're owned and operated by firearm enthusiasts. And our desire was to create a steel core body armor that would outlast all others. As we surveyed the market of steel core body armor, we were not satisfied with what we found. We found armor that could be shot 3 to 5 times, and the anti-spalling coating began to separate from the steel core. It was simply truck bed lining. And so when that separation happened, you let yourself open to shrapnel hitting you in the arms, neck, and even the face, or others on either side of you. So our goal was to double the industry standard from 5 to 10. And so we created our Tusk Armour Coating. And so what we did is we revolutionized the steel core body armor industry because we increased the standard over 2,000%, and we have over 100 shots in one Tusk Armour plate. At the heart of our armor is mil-spec 46100 plate. Mil-spec 46100 plate was chosen because of its construction as well as its testing standards. The first test is the metallurgy test, and that's done for consistency of proper components. The second test is the Sharpie V impact test, and that's done for impact. The third test is shot for NIJ standards in order to meet level 3 requirements. The second part of our steel core body armor is the Tusk Armour Coating. It's approximately 3/8 inch thick on the front and an 1/8 inch thick on the back. So as we head out to do a demo, we're going to be shooting at the NIJ standards of 15 meters or 49 feet. And then we're going to advance in using a 308, a 7.62 by 39 shot out of an AK and an AR-10. And in the demo for the 308, we're going to be using a 149 grain XM80 ball. As we began to do internal testing, what we found is that when we were shooting with a 5.56 with the green tip penetrator, there were no pass-throughs. However, when we were using the 55 grain XM193 ball, not the 223, but the 5.56, we did have pass-throughs within 25 yards. This armor is not rated for XM193 or 5.56, it is rated for 308. So as we continued to do testing with one of our plates, we shot it 40 to 50 times with 308 and 7.62 by 39. We also shot it an additional 40 to 50 times with 5.56 at 25 yards. And what we found is the steel began to work harden, and we started to have pass-throughs with the amount of shots in one area. So in order to do a destructive test of the Tusk Armour Coating and steel together, we moved back to 50 yards and we found a good match. And what we found was that we were capturing over 120 rounds in one plate. We're going to head outside and we're going to do a demo.
So we're at our range here. We're going to do most of the shooting we're going to do is like at around the 50-yard range. But we are also, I'm going to get up to about, 7 yards away where I'm going to shoot at this armor, just to give you an idea of some capability. We are going to be using our clear test plate. When we bring it out to 50, we're going to use a black one, but we're going to use a clear one for the real close, so you can see some interesting footage with the bullets striking the plate. We get about 15 feet away from this plate. I'm going to shoot it with 22. So just... That's just 5 rounds. The next one, we're going to step it up. We're going to go up to 9mm. And this is the Federal 115 grain ball. Still about 15 feet away. With the 5.7, we have the 3 types, the SS-197, the 195, and that American Eagle. We have 3 rounds each of that, so we're going to have 9 rounds. And the AK would be the tool ammo at 122 grain. All right, we're about 15 feet away. This is a Daniel Defense DDM5 308. And right now I'm about 15 feet away from the target. All right. So those 3 rounds were right up here. And you can see where they hit, like right in here. And once again, you don't have any pass through on the sides. Of course, nothing went through the back. You do have some bumps right here. It's starting to bubble out. So what we found was when we were shooting this close, within a span of 25 yards, we started fatiguing the metal. Like you can see how many times I've shot this. I don't know, probably 15, 20 times. Any of the competition's armor, this plate would have been flopping back and forth. It had been flopping off like that. What we found is our coating is so strong that in the span of 25 yards, it work hardens the steel. See, the steel is getting worked every time it gets shot. And after a while, we're going to start getting pass-throughs. It's just the way it is. So that's why we decided to move it out to 50 yards. So we'll shoot first with 3 green tips. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is the green tip, XM855. All right. I'll put the safety on. What I'm going to do is check this. That was 15. This is about 15 feet where I'm firing this. No penetration. There's not even back face signature for the green tip. So that's what we already stated that earlier. We've already found that out. It's just not as armor piercing as people think it is. Okay, so now we're going to shoot 308, and we're going to shoot. I have 20 rounds, either two 10-rounders, just a standard ball ammunition. And I just have 17 in here. I'll put some more in, but this is the XM193, some of this American Eagle. We are now at approximately, it's not quite 50 yards, but it's out there. So this black plate has already been shot 9 times. We shot it 3 times with a 9, 3 with a 5.56, and 3 with a 308. So, and you could probably see that on the camera that we have set up down there. But now we're just going to pummel this thing, all right? Okay, that was 10 rounds. What was that? Little malfunction there. All right, and the next one is 5.56. Last one. All right, so as you can see, we were back down here at the end of the range. We had just shot this thing 37 times, and it was shot 9 times before, as I had mentioned previously. So this wasn't even, if you look at the edges here, you look down this edge right along here, there's one little peeker trying to come out there. It's like a piece of spatter trying to come out. That's actually the copper jacket, and you look all around here. So you do have a little bit of back face signature. I don't know if you can see that. So this plating was just, oh, also we have right here a little piece of jacket trying to sneak out. 37 times isn't even beginning. Like the sides, the edges aren't even battered, and that's where you get your destruction with any of the other coatings that they apply to this steel. This jacket adheres all the way around, and those coatings will pretty much delaminate right away, allowing the lining, whatever they're using, to flop like that. And that's what we were talking about earlier about the risk of injury. You know, if this is flopping, you're getting your face, arms, your partner that's next to you, and that's why we're saying this is pretty amazing, this Tusk Armour coating. And what is a total of 45 rounds that we have into this, 37 we just shot at it. That's not even, I mean, this we have shot some of these plates over 100, 120, 130 times. So that's not even asking much of this. We're gonna get some slow motion shots. We're gonna do 3. We're gonna do 3 into the logo. It'll just look kind of cool. This is Winchester, and everybody always likes to know what you're shooting. At least I do when I watch a video. So Winchester white box 55 grain full metal jacket, and this stuff is traveling at 3270 feet per second at the muzzle. So here's the one of our plates, one of our mini plates. This is a particular one we shot probably, so it was shot probably about 130, 140 times. It's hard to tell after a while. So you can see all of the splatter. See how it's hitting here? A lot of this is 308 down here. And a lot of this is 5.56 up and through here. You can see some of these are actually 9mm. And you can see how they, here we have a little bit of edge separation. We were shooting right for the edge. That was our whole point, was try to get as close as we could to the edge. Some of the, this one, we're shooting for the edge here, and you can see where that zipped right through. But these are 5.56, and some of these we're trying to get right up against the edge. We're trying to split it out and separate it. And you can see this is all captured up in there. About the most of the destruction that's happened to it is you can see just like a little fissure here. There's another fissure there. But most of this coating, if you look along this edge, is staying put. Now, this is the one where, this is one of ours where we found out, if you see how many times this has been pummeled right in this area, we end up getting pass-throughs here. So this is at the 25-yard mark. And here's the part I told you about a slug. So the bullet hits here. You see what happens to the bullet. It gets caught there. But right here is its slug. And this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the part of metal that makes the hole. Makes a hole like that. See right here, there's a piece of metal trying to push out here. There's one trying to push out there. And this is what actually breaks and fractures. The bullet doesn't actually go through it. It's this piece of metal. And I'm not convinced, and here's another one here. It's been ensnared in the Tusk Armour coating. I'm not convinced that this would go through the backside of a plate carrier, through that cordura, and maybe through your clothes. But I don't know if anybody that wants to prove me right or prove me wrong. But I would question the velocity of this piece that's even been slowed down even further by our coating. I mean, it's pure conjecture whether it's deadly or not. It's hard, you know, only someone testing it out for real could tell. But anyways, that's really what's going. It's tumbling. So it's hardly an aerodynamic piece such as a bullet. And it's hard to tell whether it has enough velocity to really do harm. So that is our plate. And you can just, if you get a close up here, you can just see, like, I mean, you could just go count all these holes out and you can just see how many this coating is taking. I'm sorry, I moved too fast there. So that is it. Fortitudo Intus. True strength lies within.
Now that you've seen our demo, you'll see why our motto is Fortitudo Intus, which is Latin for true strength lies within. And for us, that's twofold. True strength lies within the heart of a warrior, and true strength lies within our body armor. Check out our FAQ section at our website, tuskarmour.com. Once again, thank you.